Have you ever thought behind the scenes of mind-blowing F1 races? How does it film? Isn't it so hard to track a car racing at 220 miles per hour? These questions always keep knocking on your door, right? Well, this needed to be unveiled. In this 9-minute video, things are going to uncover and we need you to stick until the end. Let's go! Formula 1 is the fastest sport on the planet. And in order to broadcast it across the world to millions of viewers, there's a lot of technology, staff, and hard work that goes into the filming of the sport. Capturing these cars at their limits is no easy task, making filming F1 a major operation. To capture each race, more than 120 trackside cameras, onboard cameras, and a helicopter are used. To catch the noises of the automobiles, hundreds of microphones are placed around the track. The equipment must be packaged and sent to the next race at the end of each race. Filming Formula 1 requires a lot of behind-the-scenes effort, and it's far more difficult than many people believe. When you don't properly realize how difficult their work is, it's easy to criticize the broadcasting team for missing anything. While talking about filming, we think that they use drones. Do they use drones to film Formula 1? Drones are not used to film F1 race weekends. While drones may be used for team filming days during the pre-season, they are normally not used for recording much of the race weekend since they pose a safety concern if they malfunction and are too slow to follow the cars. While not your typical drone cam, Formula 1 employs a wired camera just over the pit lane. This is the same camera used in other sports, including the Olympics and in Hollywood films. The system utilized is known as the CamCat, which is a rig connected to a cable system. The camera can travel at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour, making it ideal for following vehicles as they enter the pit lane for pit stops. Because the cable cam is located between the pit lane and the start-finish straight, it provides fans with a novel, dynamic perspective on race beginnings. The cable camera may follow the cars as they take off or fly down the main straight. No flying drones. The possibility of drones getting lost on the track is one of the main reasons they are not used in races. The drone would be directly in the path of approaching vehicles if anything were to happen to it, and it wouldn't land on the racing track. A safety car would need to be sent in order to recover a drone that had crashed in the middle of the track, especially if it had been struck by a car and broken into small pieces. This may ultimately pose a risk to the cars on the track and cause a delay in the race. This makes it doubtful that drones will be utilized in competitions anytime soon. Not fast enough? The other reason drones aren't used to capture F1 is that they aren't fast enough to keep up with the cars. While they are excellent for getting good viewpoints during filming days, the cars perform significantly more unpredictably during a race, so the drone pilots would need to be far enough away from the vehicles to not pose a safety risk, yet close enough to get valuable shots. This is simply too tough given the speed of modern F1 vehicles, and while they can essentially orchestrate a filming sequence with the driver during a commercial event, this is not doable during a race weekend. Aside from that, there are numerous additional cameras already doing an excellent job, as well as the all-important filming helicopter. Well, they don't use drones, they use helicopters to film races. But the question is, how does F1 use a helicopter to film races? When it comes to Formula 1 broadcasting, the helicopter camera is the most expensive camera in use. Simply flying the helicopter is an expenditure in terms of fuel and crew pay, but the technology utilized on it is even more amazing. When the TV helicopter was initially launched in the 1990s, it would merely hover in the air over the track, providing a static angle from above. However, thanks to advanced technology, we now have some of the most intriguing and dynamic pictures from the helicopter camera in F1. The camera is linked to a control panel which the camera operator can use as the pilot controls the helicopter. The pilot and the operator communicate constantly in order to acquire the best views of the cars racing around the track. Cameras are also used in F1. The F1 employs Grass Valley cameras with Canon broadcast lenses that have a zoom range of 9mm to 810mm, which is a 90 times zoom and can cost up to $250,000 per camera. There are at least 25 of these cameras strategically placed across the track. However, in exceptional circumstances, such as when Formula One visits SPA, extra cameras may be required. Trackside cameras are a fixture of Formula One television, providing much of the action for TV viewers. Formula One requires high-quality cameras to collect photos, as well as precise camera placement around the course to capture every perspective. Onboard cameras are also used in this. Well, the question is, how do F1 onboard cameras work? Onboard cameras have been a fan favorite since they allow fans to observe a driver up close and see some of the action from their point of view. They do an excellent job of capturing how quick the cars are and how difficult it is to drive them. T-Cam. Formula One cars typically contain at least 5 onboard cameras, and technical requirements specify which ones are required each year. 2 of them can be located in the T-box on the car's roof. This is referred to as the T-Cam in F1. One of the cameras faces forward, revealing the driver's helmet and steering wheel, as well as the nose of the car and everything going on in front of it. 360-degree cameras. These onboard cameras are extremely compact and light. We've recently seen the deployment of 360-degree cameras, which can catch some extremely interesting footage, particularly during track incidents. Helmet cameras. Finally, we've recently seen helmet cameras used to provide a driver's perspective of the action. These cameras aren't always used, and it's usually just one driver that has a camera tucked under their helmet for sections of a race. These cameras provide unprecedented insight into the driver's perspective while going at speeds of 190 plus miles per hour. How do they film Drive to Survive? The Netflix documentary series Drive to Survive is the one that initially covered the 2018 Formula One season. The Netflix crew does not shoot the cars in motion while they are at the races. Formula One has all the specialized tools required, and Netflix uses some of its car videos. Netflix does, however, have behind-the-scenes access, which they use to bring their own film teams and have them record whatever takes place off-camera. Typically, this is what viewers of live broadcasts miss. Scenes from the garages or the sides of the track could be included. The broadcast center. Even if there are a lot of cameras and microphones all around the track, the footage still needs to be created and assembled for the global feed. This is the responsibility of the television production teams. As the event is being televised live, they keep track of all the camera angles and audio inputs and combine them to produce a flawless production. The replay team and the track feed team are the broadcast crew's 2 primary divisions. While the TV director decides what appears on the global broadcast, both of these teams are in charge of filming and assembling the action. The logistics of filming Formula One. Filming Formula One is a difficult task, but there are also general logistics to take into account. It can be very challenging to transport all of that video equipment if there are back-to-back races because it needs to go to each race. Since many tracks lack a permanent broadcast center as well, it might be necessary to build up a mobile broadcast center. This entails setting up their own structure where the broadcast crew may perform their duties. It needs to be pulled down and rebuilt, sometimes in as short as 5 days, which takes a lot of time and effort. Utilizing multiple trucks and trailers, all of the Formula One filming equipment is transported to the next location. A helicopter camera, onboard cameras, more than 120 cameras positioned around the circuit, as well as several microphones placed both on the vehicles and around the track, are all used to capture F1. A professional production team assembles this footage on site, and the equipment moves from race to race. That's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like it. Until next time!